Ladies and gentlemen, we got some very serious stuff to talk about here. Okay. OTK recently announced a new member, Will Neff, just a few days ago. In fact, I think it was like a day or two ago. They announced that Will Neff joined OTK. If you don't know what OTK is, it's one of the largest content creator organizations over there on Twitch. They do some absolutely amazing things, and they just nonstop do amazing things, right? And it's awesome. However, there is some drama that came out of not necessarily the new OTK signing, but about one of the OTK members. And this is not necessarily the greatest point for this drama to come out, especially considering OTK gaining some popularity. So we're going to take a look at this. This is from Mitch Jones, which if you don't know who Mitch Jones is, he's typically World of Warcraft streaming and stuff. And he's a fairly good sized streamer, and he's gotten a controversy before and gotten through some things in here and there. And he made a video right here addressing Mizkif, which is one of the owners of OTK. And again, the only reason why I bring up the old thing is just the timing. This doesn't really have anything to do with OTK. It's all Mizkif. It's just really bad timing because OTK was at a big moment right now. And then now one of the biggest members of OTK, is here we are with the drama. So we're going to watch this video. This is a 5-minute, 12-second video. We're going to watch this, and then we're going to watch his response to it being on the internet. And I'm going to give you, I've already watched this stuff and I've read this stuff before. I'm going to give you my honest opinion of this because we're going to talk about this. This is very serious though. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down here a little bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and watch this video. And as we go through this video, I'm gonna pause it and we're gonna point out some things here, okay? We're gonna point out some things. So basically, you will get the gist of what happens here. You'll get the gist of what happens here, okay? So let's listen up.
I need to talk about something pretty serious. This situation has been fucking me for months, and I still have lasting issues from this situation, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. Career-wise, it's affecting my entire life. Mizkif physically assaulted me to the point that I was told I might have to have surgery on one of my arteries, and I had to still have a concussion. First, I'd like to start by showing the damage that was done to me.
Alright, so there's that. I guess I got socked here first. And I also have like swelling over here.
So basically, what's going on here?
My brain hurts hella bad.
Alright, that is the damage that was done to me. Here's another video when I was getting a CT scan. I was at the hospital all day getting multiple scans.
At the doctor, getting my head checked, getting a CT scan.
That's pretty bruised.
He definitely socked me here. Here's where I think I got knocked out and then choked me. I have bruising everywhere on my face. Hopefully I don't have a concussion. Also, my tooth got fucked up. I'll get that fixed though.
Okay, so that was the damage done to me. Alright, so back to the story. I was at his house, we were arguing, and then I asked him for a ride home. I get in his car, we're still arguing, and that's when we drive past this part of the neighborhood where the camera caught the assault, and I have the evidence right here.
This is Mizkif's Audi R8, right? This is Mizkif's Audi R8, and you can verify that this is indeed Mizkif. So we're gonna see here now. Pay attention very closely though.
So that was right before the assault. This is directly after the assault.
Trash! Want to do it again? Huh? You said you could take me 7 times. You didn't listen to yourself, you're drunk and on cocaine. I tried to talk to you as a friend, you're treating me like shit. You figured I'd kill myself. And all you can say is fuck you. It's all you do is say fuck you. You treat me like shit. You said come on. You pulled me out of the car, you said let's go. You can't say let's go.
So I got knocked out cold, and a major issue with this is that he continued to beat on my face so badly that my tooth became dislodged, and then strangulated me to the point where I still have the scars on my neck now, and I was so majorly concussed that I still have symptoms to this day. Yeah, I have all the evidence right here. This happened on September 26, 2023. I have the doctor's note right here when I went to the hospital and got multiple CT scans.
There was a guy who paused it and looked over that thing. But we're gonna hang on. We're gonna break this down here. We're gonna talk about it because it is very serious. But there's some things here that I think is very important to talk about.
I have post-concussion syndrome.
We're gonna continue.
And I have sprain to my ligaments of my cervical spine. It's all right there in the paperwork. 2 days later, I tried to stream because at the time my stream was doing really well. This was during the hardcore era of my stream, right after my subathon, and I was getting record
talk about that.
viewership, and I was actually just having a great time with friends in the guild. So I tried to stream 2 days later, and I covered this up. I just said that I got into a car accident, and I just didn't want to deal with the drama at the time. I didn't, this is a big thing, and I didn't really know how to handle it, nor was my brain was still completely tapped, and I remember streaming this day was very difficult for me. I might sound a little shitty today. I got in a car accident yesterday, and my throat is completely fucked. Like, as you can see, the seatbelt kind of wrangled me.
Will there be a
I have
new
like a
season
black
intro song
eye.
with
Like,
Optimus?
I got
Sorry.
fucked up. There's a lot of people around Mizkif that I have a lot of respect for, which was one of the reasons that I considered not going public with this, but considering the fact that he is lying to multiple people behind the scenes and downplaying what happened here, I feel the need to defend myself. I've been isolated completely from everything, and that's fine. I don't really need to be in those friend groups. It's not about that really, but there are a lot of people that I have respect for, and I'm no stranger to contentious relationships.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this.
But when it comes to extreme violence and assault of this nature and life-threatening injuries, I feel like dude needs help. Here is the paperwork of the damage done to.
Okay. Patient with multiple injuries of the head and neck. Patient with loss of consciousness and concussion. Patient still has post concussion syndrome. He has I don't know what the heck that is, as well as other symptoms such as a headache, nausea, fullness, fatigue. Patient is also suffering from nightmares, which I believe is related to acute stress, which I believe. Okay. I asked him if he wanted to file a police report. The patient's own reasons wanting to keep this between him and the known assailant. Patient declined to file a police report. I told him we were happy to help in any way in the future if you wishes for help. The patient will rest and avoid vigorous exercise or impact activities. He will come back if he has any worsening of symptoms. I discussed his case with the radiologist. There are no vascular injuries.
To me from the doctor, loss of
concussion with loss of consciousness of 30 minutes or less, initial encounter. Post-concussional syndrome, sprain of ligaments in cervical spine, initial encounter, strangulation.
Consciousness of 30 minutes or less, initial encounter, sprain of ligaments of cervical spine, encounter, strangulation. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm just going to say, like, bro, I've known you a long time. We were friends. I lived with you. I know we've had our differences, but you don't beat someone unconscious, especially when you know they're that drunk and that inebriated and that intoxicated. The rate of fatality is way higher, and he knew that I was messed up. What are you doing, man? You could have killed me, dude.
Okay. So,
Hey, Mitch, will there be a
so there was a lot of things to go over here. Okay, so that was the video that he published, that he put out there and showed the people. I believe he talked about this on stream. Maybe he didn't. Maybe this is a recording. I'm not quite sure, but I'm not quite sure exactly. But regardless, so it is footage and it's out there in the public. Now, there's a couple different things here I want to talk about. This is very serious. These are some very, very serious accusations here that are going on. There's a lot of effects from this, a lot of stuff happening. But there's a lot of stuff missing, though, as well, that I noticed. When I first watched this last night, I was sitting there like, there's some things that are missing here, right? Because I thought it was a little bit interesting that this is all we really get to see of this moment. Okay, so again, let's rewatch this moment back here and listen to what he says, because this is very important.
The evidence right here. So that was right before the assault.
So he starts to get out of the car. Okay, they stopped and he starts to get out of the car. All right, this is definitely, I mean, you could probably tell that they were arguing. The fact that he got out of the car that quickly after the initial stop, that is definitely saying something, right? But he says that is before the assault.
This is directly after the assault.
And this is directly after the assault. Okay, boom. Apparently the assault is all done now. I mean, the problem with this is that if you go public, all right, if you go public with something like this, these major accusations against like big names, it is very important to have a lot of evidence, right? If you're gonna go public and you want the public to have their own opinions, you have to, right? You have to have proper evidence for the public to form their own opinion. Just by making this public, you know that the public is going to make their own opinions on it, which is fine. If you want them on your side, though, you gotta, your side, because at the end of the day, listen, the majority of people pick sides. You need to show some of this footage, right? You do, all right? I've seen a lot of people comment on this, Jake Lucky and Hunter and, those guys, Dexerto and all that. There's a lot of comments on this. There's missing footage here for what exactly happened. What happened between the moment of him getting out of the car and Mizkif, and then he's out on the curb here with Mizkif, right? What happened here? Now, what is said here is something by Mizkif, which, listen closely.
Trash! Want to do it again?
Do you want to do it again?
Huh? You said you could take me 7 times.
You said you could take me 7 times. You even listened to yourself, meaning that they probably did get into an altercation, right? They probably did get into an altercation, right? They more than likely did. The fact that he's saying, oh, you want to do it again, right? Now, here's the thing. If Mitch Jones was, he could have been high, he could have been drunk too. Yeah, of course, he could have been, for sure. Is it right to beat somebody up? No, but again, there's a lot of context here that we're missing, because what if Mitch Jones went over there and started throwing hands with Mizkif first? It's kind of like, I don't know. There's a lot, again, man, there's a lot of things that is missing here that we need to be able to formulate our opinion. Right now, this is edited. It's cut in a way that we are missing primary footage. And there's a lot of social media talk about this, okay? There's a lot of social media. You can tell that's Mizkif too. You can hear his voice very easily, right? So there's a lot of missing things here. But then we go on to the next point here, where Mitch Jones put out a tweet saying, final statement about being assaulted, right? Didn't he say you pulled me out of the car? He did, right here, right? He did.
You listen to yourself, you're drunk and on cocaine. I tried to talk to you as a friend, you're treating me like shit. You figured you're gonna kill myself. And all you can say, fuck you. It's all you can do is say, fuck you.
Isn't it? Is it here?
You're treating me like shit. You said, come on. You pulled me out of the car, you said, let's go.
You pulled me out of the car, you said, let's go, right? Meaning that Mizkif is insinuating that Mitch Jones, and now Mitch Jones did get out of the car first. From a lot of the evidence here that we see, Mitch Jones did seem to get out of the car first. I mean, based on when they first landed here, when they first parked, you can see very quickly here, if we take the playback speed and we go to 0.25, you can see very quickly here, Mitch Jones, this is very shortly after they parked, Mitch Jones starts to open the door and get out of the car and take 1 foot out. That's where the footage cuts. All right. Therefore, again, Mizkif says that you came over, you pulled me out of the car, you said, let's go. I don't really know, right? There's missing footage here that we need for proper, figure out what really happened here. Okay. And then we decided to, there was a Mitch Jones post here that said, final statement about being assaulted. And here it is. When I decided to share what happened to me at the hands of Mizkif, I knew that certain things would be taken out of context in relation to the incident. Being on the internet, I know the gossip channels, fans, and others will try to jump to conclusions on either side to try to decide or justify certain points of views. I am not going to argue with anyone. I want to clarify and set out my clear and final public statement on this assault. To be clear, the reason I came out publicly about this matter is that, here we go. One, I wanted to get this off my chest. I've been sitting with this as I have been sitting with this and I hearing rumors about the incident which were not true. Two, I want to make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else. And three, I want to highlight that violence is not the answer to an argument. I want Miz to take responsibility for his actions. I do not plan to take any legal action or personally push this further, but if I have to, I will. And then he goes on to talk about a couple more things here. He goes on to say, while I don't want to continue to talk about this, I realize that certain out of context statements could be confusing. To stop people from jumping to conclusions or pushing a narrative, I will be correcting some wrong information and owning what I did or did not do. I will not be appearing on any podcasts or shows about this, so please don't ask. And then we continue on here saying, here are the facts. Yes, I was intoxicated. I'm not proud of the situation, but my personal mistakes do not justify or warrant being assaulted based on a verbal argument. Okay. Two, yes, I said some things that were not nice, and so did Miz. We were in a verbal argument going back and forth, and in the heat of the moment, we both said things that we would not have said otherwise, but nothing that was justified being knocked unconscious and choked and strangled. Three, there was not another person involved or a second incident with someone else. This is just false and stated by people with other motives or trying to create false narratives. Miz did this and assaulted me in what was a heated verbal argument. Why he decided to attack me is not something I understand or agree with. Okay, now this part here, the first part of this, I don't know anything about it. The another person thing, I didn't hear anything about that. I never seen anything about that, so I don't really know too much about that. But there is something to break down here. But I'm going to go through these facts here and kind of break them down. At least give my opinion on what I see here based on the evidence that I got. Right. 4, no, I did not physically pull Miz out of the car or make any aggressive contact with him in any way. The statement that he made in the video was that by our verbal argument and statements, I pulled him from the car. I never hit him or physically engaged with him, but I was choked, punched, and attacked. 5, no, I do not plan to be releasing any more incident-related documentation. I am putting this out to set the matter straight and don't want to continue to go back and forth with people about this. The truth has been clearly stated, and I want to make sure that everyone knows where we are with this. Okay. 6, the facts are the facts, and while you may or may not like what I contributed to the situation, nothing gives the right for another person to put another person's life in jeopardy over a verbal dispute. Taking a stance that someone deserves to suffer what could be life-threatening injuries from mere words leaves us all in a worse position. Having a bad day that you aren't proud of should not justify someone trying to almost kill you. I truly appreciate the support that I've received, and I always knew that coming out would really happen, would be unpopular. The facts of this issue are incredibly obvious. Anyone who actually knows what happened has privately acknowledged the situation. With all this out there, I hope this can be used as an example of what not to do in a similar situation. Hopefully someone can learn from this and we can turn this into something that is positive. And yes, I worked with my lawyer to write this because I'm bad at writing stuff like this, but the truth is the truth. So there's a lot to break down here, man. There's a lot to break down here because at the end of the day, from an outside perspective, and I'm not the only one who views this way, based on the footage that have been provided here, this is the entire altercation, right? This right here, again, I'm going to play it. This is the entire altercation that he has provided us. Okay. This is the entire altercation. Ready?
So that was right before the assault. This is directly after the assault.
Trash!
There you go. That is directly after the assault. We do not see the assault. We don't see what happens, right? We don't know what happens at all, right? We are not quite sure at all. We do see the bruises and stuff, but again, we don't see how they got how they happened, right? All we have is his word on that he was assaulted, right? That's all we have. So there's a lot of evidence here that is really missing, right? There's a lot of evidence that's really missing, right? Verbal argument, fighting ensued because of the verbal argument. That does happen. That does indeed happen. I've seen it. It does happen for sure. Okay. There was not another person. I don't know what this was here, but there is something else here though. Miz did this and assaulted me in what was a heated verbal argument. Why he decided to attack me is not something I understand or agree with. Why he decided to attack me is not something I understand or agree with. The thing is that we don't see that. We do not see where he got attacked. We don't know, right? We do not see it. No, I did not physically pull Miz from the car, make any aggressive contact with him in any way. Okay, but again, we did not see this. We do not know, right? We don't know at all, right? And then he said that the statement, he said the statement that he made in the video was that by our verbal argument and statements, I pulled him from the car. I don't even know what this means. Okay, I don't know what this is. He saying that like, oh, it's just a statement he made in the video that he pulled him from the car? And then he said, I never hit him or physically engaged with him, but I was choked, punched, and attacked. Again, reiterating the fact that he got hurt. Okay. No, I don't plan to be releasing any more incident-related documentation. Why? I'm putting this out there to set the matter straight and don't want to continue to go back and forth with people about this. But here's the thing, man, if you're going to put out a public statement with a big accusation of physical assault and you decide to make it public, you know the public's going to have the opinions on it, right? You know public's going to have opinions on it. But if we don't have the evidence behind it, how are we supposed to, like let's be honest, we're going to go, there's a lot of different factors here that are missing. Girthy, welcome back, right? If you sue someone after they got rich, the settlement could bring more money. So maybe that was smart of him to wait. But he states that he's not going to make any legal case of this. And here's another reason. If he makes a legal case for this and supplies the missing footage of the altercation, the physical fighting, that will go public. Because if it becomes an official police report, the footage of the altercation will go public and people will have access to it, right? It has to go public. So if he doesn't go and create an official police report on this, that footage of the actual altercation may never go live, right? That it may never fully go live, right? But then he goes on to say, the truth has been clearly stated, and I want to make sure everyone knows where we are with this. But again, man, the truth is, like, we know his side. We don't know Mizkif's side. We don't have the full evidence behind the actual assault. And my question is, why not? If you want to be on their side, you know what the greatest thing to do is? If you're getting beat up and, you're getting your butt whooped by someone and it's on footage, what's the greatest thing you could do? Post that footage of you getting your butt whooped, right? That's the greatest thing you can do, because then people can actually see you getting physically assaulted. And that is way stronger evidence than anything else. Why cut that out, right? Why not show that footage? Why? There's something a little bit, what is going on here, right? This is very serious. And if you make it publicly, people are going to break this down, right? People are going to break this down. But if you want people to have the opinion of your side, you need to give them, at least make the evidence targeted towards your side of the story, at least. Instead, we don't have nothing. We're missing so much stuff here that it's like, what do we do, right? And then he said, the facts are the facts. While you may not like what I contributed to the situation, nothing gives the right for another person to put another person's life in jeopardy over a verbal dispute. And at the end of the day, that is kind of true, right? I mean, you know, if your friend's drunk or whatever, you know, and they want to fight, I mean, let's be honest, Mizkif can definitely pin someone. All right. Mizkif has enough skill. He can pin someone. All right. Doesn't have to fight. He can pin someone, subdue them. All right, for sure. And you know, put another person's life in jeopardy. Technically, you can. Yeah, I mean, all it takes is literally one punch to the face in the correct spot, and you could technically kill someone. It is true, but again, it's kind of you know. All right. Taking a stance that someone deserves to suffer what could be life-threatening injuries from your words leaves us all in a worse position. Yep. So I don't know. At the end of the day, man, there's a lot of people who have made comments on this. They just do not have enough evidence. I mean, you could take a look here. All right, Jake Lucky, can you release the full clip so people can draw that conclusion for themselves? The proof feels like editing/cutting that part leaves a lot of things open for interpretation, which is exactly right. Right, which is exactly right. We don't have the full footage of the actual fight. Therefore, like, what do you want us to do? You know, what do you want the general public to do to cover here? At the end of the day, we don't really know. But yeah, Miz knew that he'd be on the cam and said pulled you out to save himself in between a spur of the moment fight. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. I would imagine. I mean, bro, let's be honest, man. Look at the houses in this neighborhood. Probably all of them have a webcam on their doors. Let's be honest. These are all like pretty high-end houses. So if you see someone have to, yeah. He clearly says he won't release any extra documentation anymore. Kexo, yeah. Like, listen, man, this is very serious, right? This is very serious. And I want to take an accusation like this very serious. If you're going to make it public, I mean, I'm going to look into it, right? I mean, it's, yeah, oh, drama frog, whatever, man. But I'm going to look into all the evidence, right? I'm going to look into it and really, really dive deep into what we have here. And at the end of the day, we just don't have enough footage, man. It looks a little bit weird why the footage of Mizkif beating him wasn't posted. Why? And he states that he kind of wanted to go public with this because of a couple of reasons, as he wanted to get it off his chest. He wanted to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. And he wanted to highlight that violence was not the answer. That's the reason why he wanted to go public with this. I don't know. He conveniently cut out the money shot. I wish the owner of the Ring camera would release the whole video. Yeah, I mean, technically the owner of this camera, if they didn't sign any like legal documentation for Mitch Jones to get the full rights to that footage, then technically the person who owns this camera could post that footage, technically. I wish the owner of the but yeah, it would be presented if they go to court. Yep, sounds like the dude is just being a wiener. I would be salty too if I got beat up by Ice Poseidon's camera guy. Okay, I agree with you. He is half committed. No full footage, no court. Right, yeah, there's no legal actions here, which again, if there was legal actions, which I could potentially go through. I think there was an altercation because you saw Mizkif literally right here. Do you want to do it again? I would imagine there probably was a physical altercation there, right? For sure. But we need some more evidence, right? We need some more evidence. And if it went to the court, this footage, the fighting footage, would go public. So yeah. Guys just get into fights sometimes, especially when alcohol is involved. It doesn't seem like he was hurt that badly and seems like a publicity stunt. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he was concussed, then, I mean, that's pretty bad, right? Concussion is pretty bad. Bruising and stuff, I mean, bruising is from a fight. Bruising typically ends up happening. But if he was actually concussed, then yeah. But again, we don't actually know the full. All we know is what Mitch Jones has told us. And based on that doctor's note, basically, that's all that we really know at the moment. It'd be better for Mitch if he released the full footage. Exactly. right? Like I said, it would be better for Mitch Jones here if he released the footage of Mizkif beating him up. It would be better for his side of the story because Mizkif would look like the bad guy, even more. So, but why not? Why not post that footage? He wants attention. What's the point of the internet humiliation, but no cord? But if I some of my best friends who continue to be best friends to this day, just put it in the past, dude. If everyone is thinking alike, then no one is thinking. Benjamin Franklin. Sounds like something to where Mitch aggravated it. Miz put him in his place, and that was that. It should have been over. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, we can't really make a full on opinion of this because we don't know the full story. We have no idea. We don't know the full story of what happened here. We don't have all the evidence. So we don't know, right? We don't know. Right. So here's a comment. So let me get this straight. You showed the car stopping, none of what led to the fight or the fight itself, and just the aftermath. Miz indicated in the footage that you did something to instigate it. He indicated that you were drunk and on coke, which you don't deny. Clearly, there's a lot more to the story than what you're showing, right? The car stops right in front of the camera. I understand not wanting to show yourself getting beat, but you clearly skipped the part that led to the altercation. From an unbiased viewer, I do not watch Mitch or Mizkif. It seems like you cut out what you did that caused him to go after you. I mean, bro, listen, man, if you're gonna make this public, you gotta post this footage regardless. This came out. By the way, I just want to talk about this. Came out yesterday, and it's got 250,000 views. But yeah, so at the end of the day, we just don't have enough evidence. We'll see if he states anything else or provides more evidence here. But ultimately, I don't know, right? I don't know. At the end of the day, here, that's really the story is where the story is going to end for today. We'll see if it continues anymore in the future here. I don't know.